Hello, everyone. This is a bit different. Regular listeners to the podcast will have heard us talk, but they won't actually have seen us talk. So, welcome to YouTube, the News, Views, and Truths weekly news chat. So, yes, got Corinne this week, and we've got Joe, and obviously myself as some kind of referee. Right. So, just give us your stories. Joe, you're going to go first.
Good news story. Good news story. After all the doom and gloom of economies going down and everything like that, we've had a bounce back. We have had a bounce back. So basically, I think after the last quarter three, we had a decline. It was at 19%. We went down in quarter two. So quarter three, we've had a bounce back. It's not quite back to where it was, but 15.5% up. Now,
Wow.
I think after all the doom and gloom that we've had this year, that, as far as I'm concerned, is brilliant news. So along with vaccines coming out, COVID vaccines coming out thick and fast every day, we've also had a bounce back to the economy. So I don't know everybody's thoughts about that, but that's quite a jump up, isn't it?
It is. It's a massive jump, and I get that we're not quite where we were, but let's face it, we're not quite out of the woods, are we? So it's understandable, I think. But that is a huge jump, and I wonder how much of that is the Eat Out to Help Out, because that was really well received, wasn't it? And it was a massive push, and it looks like it's done what it set out to do, or part of what it set out to do, which is brilliant.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's because they actually touch on that within this article as well, a little bit, just talking about how it's came to the end of that. And there was lots of people going out, getting an opportunity to go and get some cheap dinner. Why not? Why wouldn't you?
Why not? Why wouldn't you? It's right that yes, it's hugely positive. We are still behind where we would have been this time last year, but I think the positive news, this combined with the positive news from the vaccine, combined with the resolution of the US presidential election, we could be looking to a very, very, very strong 2021 in investment market terms. And obviously, viewers to the channel know that this is we speak a lot about investment markets and the potential of moves for the next year. Looking at how the market has bounced recently in terms of the undervalued the stocks, so your cyclicals, your banks, your miners, that could have a really good positive push into 2021. So considerations need to be made for where your portfolio is positioned. But yes, we'll see how it goes, because I think bad news is going to come through, and bad news is going to kind of, taper all this positivity. Certainly, as Joe sitting in Scotland there. Joe, you're not allowed Christmas, by the way. Nicola Sturgeon's banned Christmas. Boris, he's given us 5 days, but no January. Right, so it's like,
yeah. Well, January's never a great month anyway, is it? So
No.
You're not losing a huge amount there. But yeah, I think you're right. I think it's great news. It's good that things are getting more positive. It was lovely to see things like vaccines and markets just rocketing up. I mean, I seen the market go up before I heard about the Pfizer vaccine, and I was wondering what's going on, what's happened, and and we see the vaccine coming through. So it's great news. But champagne is still on ice at the moment. I think we've got a little bit to go, haven't we?
I wonder if smooth.
Brilliant. Yeah.
I wonder if the fact that we can now kind of say quarter two, though GDP fell off a cliff, quarter three, it massively climbed back. We kind of know what's coming, as Andrew's just alluded to, with quarter four, because we're all back indoors again. So I wonder if the fact that we can see that, we've been through it in quarter two, we can see it for quarter four, and we know what we hope is on the horizon for 2021. I wonder if quarter four will have less of a detrimental impact on the markets, because we're kind of almost priced in a little bit. Do you think maybe?
Do you know as well? I think you're right. I think the last time, I think things were extremely. You're in your house, you will not do anything. There's still a little bit of flexibility. Especially, you mentioned Scotland. It depends on what kind of tier you're in, what area you're in. Because where I am, things haven't changed a huge amount, other than I can't really get in the car and drive to Edinburgh or go to Glasgow or cross over in England, other than for work or what have you. So, but there's still that little bit more flexibility than there was previously, I feel. So it might not be steep.
Yeah, I think looking forward, I think you've hit the nail on the head, Corinne. We economists, predictors kind of understand the scenario that we're in Q4, and so we can look back to previous lockdowns and say, well, actually, based on this and based upon what we know, which is a enforced government lockdown, this is the expectation for growth for Q4. So that when the figures do come through, then hopefully they will be more in tune with actual, real world scenarios, and so factoring in that slowdown, which is inevitable because of this period of time, won't have too much of a detrimental effect. But then again, moving into 2021, broadly speaking, I think it's going to be positive. I do. I think there's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's no doubt at all. There's a light at the end of the tunnel from this annus horribilis, which we're all hopefully going to look back on and go, at least we got through it. And then pushing on. But yeah, good news and a great start to this week's little piece, as it were. Next off, Corinne, I think you've got a story about one of your own hobbies, haven't you? Racing pigeons.
Oh, throwing me under the bus there because I know nothing about racing pigeons.
She's a pigeon fancier. She's got a cree and everything.
I think I'm going to have to channel back to, was it about sort of 2000 Coronation Street, Jack and Vera and the pigeons in the backyard? That's probably the full extent.
Rings a bell.
No. It turns out, as a bunch of financial advisors, we have been getting it wrong. Where we should have been investing all our time and energy and efforts to try and make a fortune is not the financial markets, it's birds, it's pigeons. So this fella in Belgium, I'll go on, Andrew.
When you said, I just saw Joe's first word, buds. Where's the buds? Where's the buds? Pigeons, you meant flying birds. Flying birds.
Not your Frank McElvany impression, was it?
Where's the buds?
This fella, right? There's a guy in Belgium who has racing pigeons, and he decided to sell one, a female racing pigeon, and he started. So I'm guessing it's like pigeon eBay kind of thing where you can bid. It sounds like eBay, but it wasn't eBay.
Pigeon eBay, I love it.
Hang on. Maybe you've just started there. The next big thing, pigeon eBay. Possibly. I don't know.
eBay.
Marketing isn't just putting two words together and smashing them. Come on, man, people.
I would absolutely check that website out. I have to say it. I'd be.
when your pension contributions stop because you're diverting all your money elsewhere, we know there's
absolutely.
a problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this guy put a pigeon on PBay, and started out the starting bid at £200, and very quickly, within about an hour and a half, it was up to about 1.3 million. It eventually sold this bird for £1.4 million for a bird.
Do you know what my initial thoughts when you said it started at 200, I thought that's a bit cheeky. 200 quid for a pigeon.
Why? Right? Why? Why start off at 200 and then how did it get to 1.4 million? That's either some, willful underselling by the seller, or these Chinese people know something that we don't.
Yeah, the seller was surprised, to say the least, at what it went for. It was two Chinese bidders. I'm gonna just have a look and make sure I get their names right, because their pseudonyms are brilliant. We've got one guy called Super Duper and the other guy called Hitman.
Super Duper sounds like the fella that I want to go for a pint with, mate. If I could, obviously, if we weren't in lockdown. Super Duper.
Super Duper has got the bird. He won. It's him.
Did he win?
Yeah.
So, right, okay. Obviously, I'm going to ask the question that all listeners have got in their heads at this moment in time. Can we go out and just get some random pigeon, catch one, which would be fun in itself? So if you are thinking about doing that video,
just put a medal around its neck or something. Just make it look like a champion.
And then just throw it on this eBay for pigeons, which you've just created, and then we can make a fortune.
I think this is what we need to be doing. I think, forget a well-diversified portfolio. This is what we need to be doing. It's birds. That is a joke. Anyone who's listening.
Apparently, I've just looked into this story, and Super Duper, who you're right, won. He's got another pigeon. He's got a male pigeon called Armando, right? Yeah. And Armando is apparently the Lewis Hamilton of pigeon.
Yeah. So this
he lives in Monaco. He lives in Monaco in a yacht.
Can we have a cocktail glass on his yacht at the moment?
What do you reckon? Do you reckon he's bought this female pigeon as a little bit of partnership with old Armando? Do you think Armando's
he's going to get in there and he's going to be sicker because she's going to be going like that 1.4 million. Who do you think you are? It's going to be a bit.
Exactly.
Yeah, apparently as well. The reason she went for such a prize is she was Young Bird of the Year.
Oh, now, yeah. See Joe's face there. Did you see? It's like Young Bird of the Year. Straight away. Our pigeons, Joe. Pigeons. Settle. Honestly.
If you're looking to set something up though for your male pigeon that you've got, who's your top player, you're gonna be looking for the Young Bird of the Year, aren't you? That's what he's gone for, and he was willing to pay anything.
I wonder how much are the children going to be worth? The little siblings.
Honestly.
He's going to be selling him £1 million a pop. I don't know how many. I have no idea how many children they would have.
How many chicks? They're not actually children, Joe. We're not talking about humans here, Joe. We're talking about chicks, eggs.
Anthropomorphism. I'm simply just giving them.
That's why you aren't big in the pigeon world, because you think they have kids.
Do you know? It's probably there's a lot of truth in that. I have to say. I'll just ask Corinne what the actual terms are, but
eggs. We call it eggs.
Do you know the worst bit is right? The financial advisor is going, the capital gains tax, and that's going to be eye-watering.
Oh, fantastic! Bringing it back to the real world. Magic. On that note, we're going to leave it here. Superb. Let's see what ridiculous stories you can come up next week. Everyone, take care. I'll catch you all next week.